Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I'm Russ Story. I was originally from Dillingham. And I drank for 22 years. And my sobriety date is May 1st, 1987. Woo! Yeah, one day at a time. 1979, my mother passed away, and being in 302 heavy equipment operators, and I ended up living on the streets of 4th Avenue for about a year and a half because I tried to drink myself to death, because my heart was broken, I lost my mother, and that really devastated me, and so I was on the streets of 4th Avenue for about a year and a half. There was about 4 or 5 of us drinking in this hotel room, and it was December 8th. And while we passed out, the guy or whoever it was came in there, and we woke up, we didn't have no jackets. So I heard about the Salvation Army, which was on 8th and C. So I decided, well, I'm getting tired of living on the streets, and maybe I want to, kind of feel a little better, So I went into the Salvation Army, and that was in 1981. I started repairing furniture for about 2.5 months. And a gentleman there that ran the Salvation Army called me in his office. He said, Russ, me and this other guy were thinking about, we need somebody to be a residential manager here for Salvation Army. He said, would you like the job? And I thought about it. He says, yeah. I said, well, what would I do? He says, well, you pick up donations all over Anchorage, and you take the clients out to Clitheroe for a dance on a Saturday night. And I says, well, I'm not doing anything. Why not, right? So I was in charge of 46 grown-up alcoholics. And they're asking me, how do you stay sober? I said, well, I don't know, man. I just don't drink. And one of my jobs was on a Tuesday night was to give an AA meeting. And that was the first time I was encountered with the big book, the Alcoholics Anonymous book, edition 3. But we kind of winged it, through the AA meetings there. And being employed there, I was off on Thursdays and Fridays, so I got my first paycheck, and my mind up here was thinking, okay, I'm going to get on a bus and I'm going to take off for 2 days. And I went over to my blood brother's place there. But before I went to his place, I went to the liquor store. I got him his case of beer and I got my jug. So I drank for 2 days, and I did that for about 2 months. Every time I had 2 days off, I was drinking. But I had to come back Saturday to take the people out to Clitheroe for this dance. And after a while there, I was doing that. But then I went in there and I told Bob Swain, I said, Bob, I haven't been being honest with you. I don't have a desire to stay sober yet. And that was in 1981. 1985, I had a DWI. 1986, I had another DWI. My older sister came over to my other sister's house, and she says, yeah, Brother Russ, we're going to our Native Corporation meeting. Would you like to come along? And I've been drinking all night, so I was kind of half shot. And I said, well, she came to pick me up, I might as well go. So I went, and it was at the Sheraton Hotel. And I'm sitting there, and I started drinking hot coffee. Then I started drinking cold water. Then I started getting the shakes. And my eyes were rolling back, and I could see bright lights, and I was just shaking. And my younger sister, Darlene, I said, Darlene, you got any money? I need to get a drink. I thought I needed a drink. She said, yeah, Brother Russ, we got it, We walked down the stairs there, and I'll never forget it. It's been 31 years ago. I'm trying to drink this beer, and I'm shaking, and it's hitting my teeth, and it's going all over my clothes. And somebody told me up here, says, Russ, you tell your older sister and younger sister that you're not going to drink again. And I said, Mert and Darlene, I says, you'll never see your brother touching another drop of alcohol again. And like I said, it's been 31 years now. I was on Spinard Road, you know. Now this is divine intervention, you know, because this guy come up to me, you know, and I'm kind of shaking. And he says, would you like to go to a meeting with me? I says, a meeting? What meeting are you going to? He says, I'm going to an AA meeting. And I said, yeah, okay. So I started going to meetings at West 27th. And I started hearing positive things, men and women talking, you know, and you know, and then about 2 or 3 days I've been going to this meeting, and my girlfriend came, and she had some booze and she had pot, you know, and I told her, I said, Rosie, you know, I'm not drinking anymore. If you want to stop drinking, you can stay with me. If not, there's the door. We buried her 15 years ago because of her drinking. Today, what I do today is I go to a lot of AA meetings. I don't drink in between meetings. I don't hang around people who are drinking or using. I have to do the deal. I have to go to any lengths to stay clean and sober. See, I look at it this way, is that, you know, God brought me to AA, AA brought me to God. Thank you.